customers, the list of what. So the first parameter is what is the list you want to show. It could be a filtered list, but it's a collection. Okay, do you remember the interface? So here it needs what? Look at the signature. System.collections.IEnumerable. Okay, so anything that's IEnumerable, okay, in the first line, anything that's IEnumerable should work here. So a has set, a list, anything from iCollection. Okay, that's why they made it take an interface. They don't want to make it work only for lists or only for hash sets. They wanted to make it for a set of collections, okay, which is the interface that guarantees the contract here. Okay, so this one first, it needs a set of items and IEnumerable, right? Okay, then what is the thing you are actually selecting? So when you are showing, right, when you are showing the list of items, so what is the thing you are interested in sending back to the server? Like, are you interested in the price of the item? Are you interested in the name of the item or the ID of the item? It's mainly the thing you want to save. So what do we save in order items? What do we save? Like, look at order items. We save the order ID. Like, I'm interested only in the order ID, right? And that's what I need for my database. Okay, like the order has a name, has a price, has like maybe a million things, but what do I need to save in here? What do I want just for the database? So the next one in the select list is what is the thing you are interested in returning or like posting, okay, back to the server. And the thing that you're, the thing that like the single field that represents what you actually want from this list. Okay, so from the list of items, I am mainly interested in the IDs of those items, right? Okay, but you may say, okay, but it's very hard to choose from a set of IDs, right? Because like even if you work in the restaurant, you want to remember what is the item number 12. Is it mushroom or I don't know, grilled chicken or what? So there is another field to what do you want to show to the user, which is the last field. Okay, so the last field is what you want to show, but this is not the thing that you want to post to the next page, okay, or to the post page. Okay, so here the last one is just what the user sees, so the user can select in a convenient way. Okay, so the set of the items or the collection of the things you want to show. Then what is the field you are interested in posting and saving? Then what is the field you want to show for the user so he can select, okay, in a human readable thing. Okay, like IDs are entry something you want people to choose from. It's very hard. Okay, so those are the three main things in the select list. I'm not sure if there's an overload that only takes the first two, then it will show the ID. Let me see. Yeah, so you can even live without the third one. And then, but the user now will see IDs, okay? So there are 8 overloads. What do you mean by the word overload? So see this select list, the last word in the first line says plus 8 overloads. What does that mean? We talked about overloads in our first course.
The same, sorry, the
Yeah, the
same
same.
method or accepts different parameters. Different.
Right. So the same method, okay, or the same constructor, okay, which is constructor is a method eventually, okay, same name, okay, but with different input, with different parameters, okay, same name, okay, but one will take only a string, one will take a string and integer, another one may take an integer and string. So even if you switch the order of them, this will be considered as an overload. Okay, but you can't have an overload depending on the return type. Okay, so if you change the return type, that's not considered enough to make an overload. Okay, so select list, this is the most common overload. There is also another overload that also takes what is the default chosen value. Like, you have a list, right? So what is the default chosen value? Like, do you want to keep it empty, like the default value? For example, if you are in a Canadian website, okay, and there is a list for choose your country. What is the default, usually the default country?
Canada.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of, because it's like will be like 90% of the time, but they will allow you to like choose something else. So you can choose what is the default selected value, okay, as well. We will see some examples using this one. But it's important to notice that this select list, okay, see this select list, it should be defined in the get and in the post. So in the get, because when you get the page, you will see the select list, right? And when you post the page, the select list is also needed, because otherwise, where is the selection? Okay. So the same thing, it will be defined in get and post. Okay. You need it in two places. Notice that in the post, okay, when you create it, now you have an actual order item that you just created. That's why they added this default selected value to the select list. So before, when you have zero things to show, you really like don't need to say what is the default selected thing. Okay, what is the default selected item? What is the default selected order? But after you post, okay, after you post, now you can say, okay, so the default ID is the ID of this item. The default order number is the order number of this item. But this default value is totally unnecessary. Okay, you can live to, like very well without it. Okay, so that's for defining them in the controller. So you define them here, you put them in a view bag. Okay, you put them in a view bag. And notice that the name of the item inside the view bag should match to what you have in the post. So here in the post, you have order ID. This one should call order ID. In the post, if you have item ID, it should, because otherwise your compiler won't know, okay, or your runtime won't know which ID or for which. Like this is for a compiler, this is just a number, right? So it may end up putting it in the wrong number. That's how it matches the name. Okay, so the name to what you put in the view bag should match to what you have in the post parameters. We will make a brand new example ourselves without even a bind to make it easier. Okay, and it should be more clear from there. Okay, so let's create a page, okay, in orders. Okay, let's go to orders, orders controller. Okay, so do you remember the first thing we did, okay, is to create what? Is to create a page to show you all orders for a customer. But we had to choose the customer, or to write the customer ID ourselves in the URL, right? Now, what if I have a page where I can choose the customer from a list and then click a button and see the orders of this customer right away? Okay, so same all orders page, but instead of showing all orders for a specific customer, okay, I want to have the freedom of choosing the customer name or ID from a list of customers. And then I choose, oh, okay, Mike, submit. And now I see the orders of Mike instead of writing Mike's ID up there. Okay, so let's try to do that. Okay, so I'll do it now since it's the first time, and then you will get to work yourselves. So we are in the orders controller. So let's create an action result, okay, that's called all orders. Okay, it should show all the orders for a chosen customer. Okay, so what do I need here? I need a drop down list, okay, of all customers, right? Okay, so view bag, okay, dot, let's say customer ID equals, what is this? View bag dot customer ID equals, okay, new select list, okay, so it's called a select list. Now why, I don't know. Why you name your son Jason or Jack, or, okay, that's what they want to name. Okay, first, what is the list that I want to show in this drop down list?
Name of the customer.
Yeah, but what is the list before I choose what is the field?
ID of the customer.
Yeah, before the ID, I want, like, the list is the list of customers.
Customers.
Okay, so that's the list. Now I choose, okay, what do you want? What are you interested in exactly in this list? I'm interested in the IDs of the customers. So from here, for example, notice that you need to write it in a string. So you need to be careful that you know exactly what is the name. Okay, so ID, this is what I want to post. But what do I want to show for the user so he can select? I don't
Name.
want the user to see numbers. I want the user to see names. Okay. Okay, so that's the view back I want to show. Now, when you get this page, when you get it, do you want to send a customer to this page or a list of customers in the get? So in the get, I'm saying, hey, I don't want anything from you yet. Just give me a list of customers to choose from, right? So that's why I will return an empty view. Now, in many cases, you will return something, but here I'm just interesting, hey, give me a list of all customers so I can choose. Nothing else. I don't want a certain customer. I don't want a certain list of customers. Okay, that's why I am returning in the get, I am returning a view with just something to select from. Okay, is this clear? Okay. Now let's go to the post part. So the post part, action result, okay, all orders. Well, let's call it of all orders of chosen customer, or okay, I don't want you to think this is for all orders in the whole thing. Okay, all orders for of selected customers. Okay, so here when you are at the post, okay, you will be sending something, right? You will be sending what? Like what do your database need to give you all the orders of a customer?
ID.
Customer ID.
Right? So my database has everything, okay? But if you want all orders for a certain customer, then you need to provide at least what? The ID of the customer, right? Otherwise, your database won't know what you want, right? So when I post here, I will be posting what? The customer ID. Now notice that the name of this variable should be equal to the name of what you have in the view bag. So your code can make a match. Okay? So that's when I click post or show or click the button, I will be sending the customer I chose,
Sorry.
right?
So the name of the attribute The parameter need to be the same as the view back.
Yeah, what you have in the viewback.
Okay.
Okay. This way, your code will be able to match them very easily. Okay, so first thing I usually do what is get the whole customer. Okay, equals db dot customers dot. You can like use find or first or default. Let's use something other than find. So c dot id equals customer ID. Okay, just a change from find. Now, of course, maybe by the time I was choosing someone, someone deleted this customer. So it's safer to check if the customer equals null. That's when I return what? HTTP bad. What's that called? HTTP not found. Okay. Okay. Or that's, what do they call it? Bad request. Oh, HTTP status code resulted. I don't know. My mind is just not memorizing those things. Okay. So we can use this. And now, if it's there, okay, what should you return? You should return what? Like, what do you want here?
The orders.
You want to customer dot orders dot to list. But what is the missing thing here? What did we say we need here and here in the get and in the post?
Drop down list.
So we need this drop down list again here. Otherwise, your code will be complaining that, hey, it's not there. Okay. And that's everything we need. Oh, what did I click? Hopefully I didn't delete. Undo. Oh, okay. So hopefully that this is everything we need here. Okay, so that's everything we need here. Let's go to the view part. I will keep it for a few seconds if you are still typing. Whew. Now it's very important to try yourself because there are like countless mistakes, small mistakes that you can make, and it will prevent everything from working. Okay, so it's a good thing to try yourself now, since I can see your code and help. Okay, so in the orders, okay, we need this.
Sorry. I'm confused in this part.
Willie, do you have a question?
Yeah, in this part where we said return view customer dot order, but this customer
Yeah,
I can figure out this one. I don't know why.
so return what do you want to see? So I give the customer ID to the server in a post, and I want to get what? The orders.
Yeah, but you have the orders inside the customer. But what is the customer in this case?
The customer is something I brought from the database using the ID I chose from the drop-down list.
So that means that the customer wrappers the order. I have a lot of order wrapper inside the customer, right?
Of course, yeah. If you went, like, what is the relationship between customer and order?
I mean, one customer can have different order.
Yeah. So let's go to the ADMX.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. See the customer.cs. Okay, this is the class customer. What do you have? You have a collection of what?
Yeah.
Of orders. So give me customer.orders.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay. It's called a navigation property. You can navigate easily from customer to orders. Okay, so uh, okay, we were creating the view. So in the orders, right click, add view. All orders of selected customer. Okay, so this page in the get, it won't take anything, right? But in the post, it will be getting what? It will be showing what in the post. So in the post, it will be showing a list of orders. Okay. That's what is going to be showing. So you need to specify this. Even though in the get, you won't be showing anything. Okay, that's fine. Okay. But in the post, you will be showing. So
We
you
don't
need
need any name of this solution in front of order. We don't need that.
no, it can be found like since it's
Oh,
right away, like if it's right away under the restaurant app, the application, you don't need. But if it's in some folder, then you do.
oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
But I'm used to write the full one because sometimes it's not there. So okay. Okay. So here I need two things. I need two parts in this page. What do you have? The first part is the form that people will choose a customer from and then click submit, right? This is the first thing. This is what you see when you issue the get. Okay, what is the next thing? The second thing is the showing of the orders when you click post, right? So you have two things in this page. One is related for the get part, which is uh, a form. So at using HTML dot begin form. Okay, let's have a div here. Okay, so here you want to allow the user to choose a customer, right? Okay, so for that in HTML, we have something called drop down list. Okay, so you can use drop down list or you can use drop down list for. Let's use drop down list here. So you can use drop down list. And what is the name of this drop down list? It's the same name you have in the view bag. So the name of this list, okay, what did I call it in the view bag, the list? I called it customer ID. So it's the same name you need to use in the drop down list. Okay, so I use this one, not the four, to show you exactly how the name should match in get, in post, and in here. Okay. Then, okay, let's go line. And then now we need the input type equals submit and value equals like show orders. Okay, this is the name of the button you will click. Okay, this is what you do when you get the page. Okay, you will choose, you will click. Okay, then what? Then you need to see the orders, right? Okay, so here list, let's say something like H3, list of orders for this customer. Okay, here you need what? A for each, because you have a list of orders, right? So let's create a for each. So for each var order in model. Okay. Okay, here li order num and at order dot order number Yeah, okay. Then is for pick up at order dot is pick up and total cost, I guess. Okay. So we will write the total cost now, but we didn't write the code to calculate the total cost yet. Order dot total cost. Okay. No, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Okay. Sure this will look ugly. Yeah, it can't be sideways. Yeah. Okay. So this is the part when you want to select. This is the part when you will see the results. Okay. But you will notice that imagine I am in the get part, right? In the get part, are you sending anything to the view in the get part? Yes or no? No. Okay. So what about this one for var in model? Model will be null in the get part, right? So you will have an exception. So you need, before the OL, and before you even say, okay, this is the list, you need to make sure you are not in the get part yet. So you need at if model is not null. Okay. Otherwise, in the get part, it will try to show you the orders. Hey, I don't have orders. I don't have anything. I'm still in the get part. So boom, an exception. So that's why I need to make sure the model isn't null before I start showing the orders. Okay. Any question about this before we test it?
So if we don't do any else, it will automatically throw an exception.
It will stop. It will stop at here. If you
Okay,
don't
so
have
it
else, or
won't
if
show anything.
no, it won't show anything because in the get you are not sending anything. So this whole code will be ignored in the get. Now, after you post, that's when you send a list of orders, and that's where you see those. Okay. So I will come back to this code to show it to you, but let's test it first. I'm not sure if I missed anything, but if we did, we can try to fix it. Okay. So here's the get part. Okay. The get part, all orders of select customer, that's the name of the page. And here you need to select. Okay. Before I do that, let me, okay, or let's test it. So when you click the orders, okay, here you are getting list of orders for this customer. Now the model, the list of orders is not null anymore, right? Because you selected a customer, you returned a list of orders in the post. So now this part is not null anymore, and you will see all of those. Okay, now it's time to see list of orders. First, it's this one. And the total cost is still empty. Let's go create another customer. So also our friend. Okay, now let's go to orders. Create a new, let's call it order number 2 for Chris. Sorry. Okay, we have 2 orders now. Let's go to that crazy page. all orders of a selected customer. So when you select Mike, you will see this one. When you select Chris, you will see the other one. Okay. Okay. Now everyone, please make it work. Okay. Make it to the point where everything is working. If you have any issues, and I'm pretty sure there will be issues, okay, then we will work on them together. Okay. So I'll try to show you the whole thing. This is the okay, and you need the orders controller. Okay, so now you can see the whole code. Please make sure it's working from A to Z. Okay, so I think everyone is doing well. Like no complaints. Everything's working.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah. Um, either becoming a better teacher or the students are getting better. Like one of them. I remember like all the struggle with slate lists before and all the crazy issues. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, let's try another one which you can do yourselves. Okay, so you can start now. Okay, so what we want to do is let's go where we write our questions. Yeah, sorry, I didn't write everything. So let me write the first one we did. Okay, in case you want to review everything later. Okay, that's the one that we did. Now we want to add a new item to an existing order. So I want a page, okay? So now I don't want to choose the order and the item. Let's assume that we just want to see the order, okay? And I want to see a list of items, okay? Like a list of items, hey, Big Mac and add it. And maybe I can add the quantity too. Okay, so I already have an order, okay? But please don't like copy paste code. Try to do it yourself. If you are able to do this one, that means you understood everything well. Or you can go to the edit page and steal the whole code. It's your choice. Okay, I really can't force you to not cheat while learning. Okay, so what we want to do is I want a page where I have the ID of an order. Okay, and I want to see of items. Hey, Big Mac 3 and enter. Okay, it will be added to this order. Now you may ask me, what if there were already a Big Mac there? Right? Like, what if that order had already a Big Mac?
And
So,
quantity plus one.
so I need to change the quantity. Okay, let's assume that we always add to the quantity, like we don't have -1, -4. Let's assume that I always adjust the quantity. So this is not very easy because there are so many things to think about. First, showing the list of items, okay? And then choosing the item, choosing the quantity, okay, to add, okay? But you need to be careful in the post that maybe this item already has this, maybe this order, sorry, already has this item, okay? Like customer Mike already had an order with 1 Big Mac, but now he's adding 2 more. Or maybe he's adding a brand new item, like he's now adding a small pizza. Okay, so there are two cases. The item you are adding is already in the order, or is a new item for the order. Okay, so you need select list, you need get, you need post, and you need more than one thing in the post. Okay, now everything you need to be able to do this task, we did it before. It's just that it needs really very relaxed thinking and to think step by step. So in the get part of this one, what are you getting? You are getting an order, right? In the get part, you are seeing an order, okay? And you will be able to choose few items, okay? And then choose, okay, what is the quantity? Or if you want to make it generic, that's also fine. So you will choose the item and you will choose the order. So if you want to have 2 select lists, that's also fine. Okay. So you can have 2 select lists. One, okay, choose the order you want, order number 1. Choose the item you want. Okay. Item number 2, I want 3 pieces of this item and submit. Okay, now in the post, you need to see, is this an item already on the order or it's Is it a brand new item? Okay. So you can make it with two select lists if this is going to make it easier, okay, or more clear. Okay, so create a page to uh, add a new item to an existing order. Okay. Select the item and the order in the page. Okay, so now the get page will also won't show you won't return anything. Okay, so the get page will be similar to this, return view nothing. Okay, but instead of selecting one thing, now you have to select what? Two things. You need to select the order and you need to select the item. Okay. Okay, we can spend more time today since we were late anyway. So I'll wait you, I'll wait for the first one to finish. Okay, we will see the solution and then you can do it yourself after seeing a sample solution. Okay, so we ain't moving from here before someone finishes this thing. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I don't care. Someone has, okay? So who's the hero who's going to save the whole class? Let them go home. Well, you're already home. Okay, that's a problem. Yeah, we had lots of excitement when we were in class. Like, okay, if you finished, you can go home because like there's nothing more to do. And you will see the very good students finishing and going half an hour before. They are very happy. Unfortunately, we can't have something similar now. Yeah, Soleil, you are the hero that we all need, but we don't deserve. Okay, so everyone is counting on you.
I'm really this part is really hard for me.
Yeah,
Really
well,
try my best.
post and select list, they need you to do them like 2-3 times, but then they become like very easy. But it's a new thing. Okay, it's a new way of thinking. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So Sule, where are you? Sule just disappeared. I think he just escaped and he's running out
Yeah.
of the country in a private jet now. Oh,
Uh,
okay.
my face is not good, so
So are you done? Anyone is done?
um, I haven't adjusted in the view. Haven't some more some.
Okay, so this will be the first thing we start with tomorrow. But are you having trouble? Like anyone tried code, but it's not working, or like there's a small mistake, or the whole thing doesn't make sense? Like you should.
How we it's a small mistake or the whole
How,
thing doesn't
how,
work.
how can we choose what?
No, how we can know, is it the small mistake or the whole thing is
Yeah, like
wrong?
you wrote most of the code, like all the select lists, all the views, everything, but
Yeah,
it's,
but it
for
doesn't
example, not.
work.
Yeah, but like if
Yeah.
you didn't write anything, then there's a big mistake here for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Okay, but sometimes you have everything in place and it's just not working. Okay,
That's my
so
guess.
let's keep it as a homework. Okay, tomorrow we'll start with this one. Okay, and we will solve it. Okay, so don't be afraid. But I hope that I can see some like correct solutions from you. Okay, so now there's a lab. I'm not sure what Zach's schedule is. He will give you the document to start working with. Okay, but I guess he has some lab test or doctor appointment or something. Okay, so he may be late for lab. Yeah, just same story for me and him the same day. Okay, he will be with you very soon and he will tell you what's for the lab. Okay, yeah, please try working with this one. See you tomorrow. Bye.